Now I think I may have just created the greatest lower league tactic in Football Manager 24. Don't just take my word for it though. Let's run through the video and I'll show you exactly how I've done with each team in their respective league. You don't want to miss this. Now if you have made it past the first little intro there, I'd really appreciate you to hit the like button and subscribe if you do find this video of any use. If you do use the tactic as well, let me know down below in the comments how it has worked for yourself. Now, I'm going to go be running through a couple of teams that we got in League 2, one with Crawley, one with Harrogate. In League 1, we're going to go with Wigan, and we're going to go with Reading. And in the Championship, we're going to go with my home team, Birmingham City, and just show you how good this tactic is. So no more waiting around, hit the intro, and let's get into the video. The first team is going to be Harrogate, and I'm going to run through the tactic, exactly what it is, as well as we go forward. In this test, I said I was going to be Crawley as well. We're going to manage both of them at the same time, just to see how they get on in the league. So with the tactics, I'm going to load my tactic, and it's a 4-1-4-1 formation. Sweeper keeper in goal, 2 complete wing backs with 2 ball playing defenders in the middle, an anchor in the defensive midfielder position, 2 inside forwards, an attacking midfielder on support, and an attacking midfielder on attack, with a poacher as well up front. Now, very attacking formation, which is probably why this does work. In possession, we've got positive mentality first of all, a fairly wide attacking width. We're going to pass into space, pass out of defence, and focus down the left and the right. Obviously, we've got our complete wing backs and the inside forwards as well. So the wing backs will hopefully be kind of bombarding up the wings there. Shorter passing with a higher tempo, and run at the defence more as well. In transition, we're going to counter press and counter when the possession has been won, and just roll it out from a goalkeeper point of view. When it's out of possession, we've got a high line of engagement as our striking force, and then a higher defensive line as well. We're going to trigger the press more often, and we're going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Now, this is a tactic that we're going to pick with Harrogate. Let me add a new manager to Crawley, and I'll show you exactly why I picked these two teams. Now on the team selection screen, and first of all, Harrogate predicted to finish 23rd. Yeah, so second bottom in League 2. Now Crawley predicted to finish 24th, rock bottom in League 2. And I will say, with this tactic, as I do with all my other tactic reviews, I'm going to be using no coaching badges and no experience really, just Sunday League footballer, just because I want it to be a pure run and to make sure that nothing is going to interfere with how the tactic does perform or how the players react to it as well. So in the tactics, as we can see, Crawley Town, the 4-1-4-1 formation. I need a funky name for it, but yeah, maybe down below you can let me know what I should name this formation. Now with this test, I'm now going to go on holiday for the whole season for both Harrogate and for Crawley. We're going to come back and we're going to see how they've performed and how they've done in the league. And just to show as well, when I do go on holiday with the team, we're going to use the current match tactics with the assistant manager as well. And we are going to come back at the end of the season, not in November, end of the season in May, and we'll see how we get on. Our season-long holiday is over. We've returned to Crawley and Harrogate, and they're both in the top 2 positions at the top of League 2. Now, there's been no transfers made with these teams as well. As we saw from the beginning, they were predicted to finish both 24th and 23rd respectively. Now, Crawley are champions with 92 points in League 2, 28 wins, 8 draws, 10 losses. Harrogate, 27 wins, 6 draws, 13 losses, 5 points between them. 2 absolutely fantastic results there. Now, if we have a look at how we have done in the league as well, regarding the stats, yeah, none of our players are in the top goal scorer in there. Average rating though, Harry Forster for Crawley, 7.37. He's clearly enjoyed his role as an inside forward in this formation here. In the assist charts as well, Harry Forster, 15 assists in the league. Players of the match, Harry Forster. There's a bit of a theme coming on here. Clean sheets, Ashby Hammond for Crawley. So they've had kind of the better season of the two here, but Harrogate with 87 points it's phenomenal to see, and I'm really happy with how this tactic has come along for these two teams. Now, if we look at the stats with the overview, points per game, obviously Crawley and Harrogate 1 and 2. Most goals, Crawley 117 goals with this formation, and Harrogate got 115. 9 corner goals for Crawley and 10 corner goals for Harrogate. Very nice. 700 shots in total with Crawley Town. Harrogate bringing in 683. So a lot of shots, a lot of goals coming with this formation here. Fewest shots against. We're 6th in the table here. Now, it is a very attacking formation. I'll give you that. But yeah, I'm very happy. The fact that we are outscoring our opponents as well. Pass completion, Crawley, 86% in 6th position there. Most possession as well, Crawley with 55% average possession, and Harrogate with 55 as well. So obviously they're both using the same tactic, so it's good to see that it's working for both of those teams as well. Most tackles won, none of our teams are involved in this. Most dribbles made, Crawley, 658, they top the chart here. Maybe it's going to be the running at defence, which is kind of increasing the statistic there for dribbles made. But Harrogate with 552 in the top 8 as well. Most clean sheets, Crawley in 7th, not the worst. And then fewest conceded, you know, Harrogate and Crawley are in joint 6th position there, or joint 7th position. So it's worked really well here. If we look at the form table as well, for the last 5 games, Crawley lost 1 but won the last 4. Harrogate, is that 2 losses there? 3 wins and 2 losses. Games without losing, Harrogate went 9 games without losing with this tactic. Crawley went 4, which is weird that Crawley won overall there. So games without winning, yeah, we won loads of games in this. Games without conceding, now Crawley only won. That's gotta be something wrong with that. Red cards, Harrogate topped the chart with 5 here. Crawley weren't involved with this. Net transfer spend, as we can see, didn't spend a single penny with this team as well. And the average possession, they both clocked in at 55%, which is very nice to see. And I'm very, very impressed with how this is coming overall. Have we done any well in the league? Well, in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, we're knocked out in the 2nd round to Crystal Palace. EFL Trophy was knocked out in the Northern section. And in the FA Cup, doesn't even tell us where we came in here. Are we in the 1st round? Well, Crawley went out in the 1st round to Blackpool. And Harrogate beat Wrexham 4-3. That's nice to see. In the 2nd round, however, they lost to Oldham 3-2. Now, speaking of Wrexham and Notts County, I mean, they've not done well in this series so far. Wrexham finishing in the 16th, Notts County finishing in 12th. So the top 1 and 2, we've clearly knocked them off their perch there. Very happy with how this has gone. Let's have a look at Harrogate, at Crawley, to see how they've gone in the competitions as well. Now, knocked out in the Southern section of the EFL Trophy, knocked out in the 1st round to Coventry, and as we saw, they got knocked out in the 1st round of the FA Cup as well. But it doesn't really matter. 2 teams predicted to finish bottom of their league. We've managed to get them promoted. Let's repeat this test with League 1. Now for the League 1 test, we're going to pick our 2 teams of Wigan and Reading. And there's a specific reason why we've picked these 2 teams, and I'll go through it when we get into the league tables. So Wigan predicted to finish 16th. Yep, not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. And then Reading, where are Reading? Reading are here. Predicted to finish 8th. Now the difference that we have is, let's just get through this little screen first of all. The reason I've picked Wigan and Reading is because at the start of the season, Wigan have an 8-point deduction and Reading have a 4-point deduction. So let's see how good this tactic really is. If the Harrogate and the Crawley Town didn't impress you, let me show you what we do with this one here. So go to the tactics, we're going to load in the 4141. Again, if you find a cool name, let me know down below. Lower League Destroyer, something like that. And we're now going to go on holiday, use the correct match tactic, and we're going to come back at the end of the season. Probably do it about the same as well, the 25th of May. Let's get into it. And Wigan, let's get you on holiday as well. Use correct match tactics. We're just going to go on holiday indefinitely. We'll come back at the 25th of May, and I'll see you there. And we have returned, end of the season, and we've done it again. Wigan, even though they had their -8-point difference, 101 points in League 1, Reading, they got promoted through the playoffs as well. They had their 4-point deduction. Very interesting reading. I'm loving this tactic in the lower league so far. So Wigan, 35 wins, 4 draws, 7 losses. I mean, 35 wins in League One. That's insane. Reading, 30 wins, 6 draws, 10 losses. Now there's a low draw count here. So we are going to win games or we're going to lose games. And if we have a look, going back into seeing how the teams have performed as well, slightly different to the Crawley and Harrogate one. With the goals, we have 3 of our players in the top 3 positions. So we've got Kelvin for Reading, 26 goals in the league, Ben Elliott for Reading, 21 goals, and Callum Lang with 20 for Wigan. Average rating, we've got Lang and we've got Godo here, both for Wigan. Fantastic to see, 7.33 and 7.32 respectively. Godo with 14 assists and Femi Aziz for 14 assists for Reading. Player of the matches, we've got Kelvin with 6. Clean sheets, Sam Tickle, great name. He's got 17 clean sheets with Wigan. I mean, they've completely tore this league apart, but Bolton, they're not far off, only 4 points there. And yellow cards, we've got Kelland Watts and Tom McIntyre as well. Let's have a look into the stats of how the teams have performed. So most points per game, obviously Wigan because they won the league, and I'm assuming Reading are 4th because they finished 4th in the division. Most goals, now just like with Crawley and Harrogate, 128 goals for Wigan, 116 goals for Reading. You know, 13 corners apiece there, which is very interesting to see as well. So this goal's coming from corners with this tactic here. Most shots for Reading and Wigan dominating the table as well, 750 and 741. If we look at Barnsley, who are 3rd, I mean, there's 157 shots more that we've had from Wigan and from Reading. So again, a very attacking formation here. Few shots against, Wigan with 7. Yeah, we don't really defend with this tactic. Now, I will say as well, going into like the Premier League, this may be a little bit too risky to go with, but if you're trying to get out of the lower league straight away, I'd definitely recommend this tactic to go forward. Pass completion, now in League 2, we had a good pass completion there, but not to be in League 1. However, most possession, Wigan with 56% and Reading with 54%, so a lot of possession held with this tactic going forward. Most tackles won, Reading made it into this one with 8th, nice to see. Most dribbles made, Wigan 695, Reading in 4th with 649, so again, a lot of dribbling going on, especially with the run at defence kind of mentality going there forward. Most clean sheets, Reading in 3rd and Wigan in joint 4th. It is joint 4th, not joint 5th. And the few's conceded, Wigan and Reading both in the top 8 as well. Looking at the form, Reading won 5 of their last 5. Obviously that's going to include 4 games from, 3 games from the playoffs. So good to see there. They ended the season very strongly with this tactic. And Wigan lost 1. Was that lost 2? Won 3, but good to see. So games without losing. Reading went 6 with this one. Wigan, not so much. Not quite sure how they managed to get so many wins. I don't really kind of trust these stats either here. Games without winning, you know, we didn't have any problems with that regard. Games without conceding, Reading only went twice. Yeah, not great. Average attendance, didn't cover this one before, but yeah, we clearly got some attacking football to bring the crowd in as well. Red cards, Wigan are there with 3. Dirty Wigan. As we can see though, net transfer spend is 0. We didn't make any transfers with this one either. And average possession, as we saw, Wigan in 6th. So looking at the league, are there any competitions that we have won? With Wigan, FA Cup, knocked out in the 4th round to Aston Villa, the 3rd round to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and in the EFL Trophy, we lost in the 3rd round to Barnsley. So no cup wins there. And if we look at Reading, obviously they won in the final against Blackpool 2-0. In the FA Cup, knocked out in the 2nd round to Lincoln City, so Tom FM's going to be quite happy with that. Carabao Cup, knocked out in the 3rd round by Manchester United. And then in the EFL Trophy, we got to the quarter-final with Barnsley. So that's kind of League 1 and League 2 wrapped up. Now I'm going to show you my Birmingham City save, which I was just messing around with. And I use this tactic to very good effect. And I'll show you that one So this is how this tactic performed in the Championship. Now it's a little bit different to the tactics test that I have been doing. This was just another little save that I was playing around with. The one caveat here is Birmingham City, I did make one signing, and it was only one signing as well. We brought in a striker. Where is he? Where's our guy? Here we go. Ibrahim Osman. We brought him in from FC Northland, 18-year-old Ghanaian. We spent 3.6 million on him, and yeah, just needed a striker. I'm doing another video where I'm trying to rebuild Birmingham City over 10 years, so look out for that one going forward. And that's the only change that has happened. If we look at the tactics, I'm running the 4-1-4-1 formation. Yep, nothing there to say about it. In regards to kind of the scheduling, we've played a few games already. It's shown up as a 4-1-5-2 at 2 attacking midfielders in a wide. But if we kind of go into one of the games, we have beaten Plymouth 5-1. As you can see, it is the 4-1-4-1 formation. So currently, played 4 games, won 2, drew 2, 8 points on the board. I'm going to go to the end of the season with this tactic and show you just where we finished. Now, I would just like to point out that Birmingham City's media prediction was 17th in the Championship, and we managed to finish second with 94 points, 1 point away from the top of the division, 28 wins, 10 draws and 10 losses going forward. Now, this kind of game save that I was doing triggered me to try and basically see if this tactic worked for lower league teams, and as we can see, media prediction of 17th, we have finished second, and I run through kind of how the team has performed as well going forward. If we look for the player stats, now I did mention I brought in one striker to this one. Ibrahim Osman topped the charts with 29 goals in the Championship. I mean, just as a wonder kid going forward, if you can kind of pick this guy up for 3.5 million, he improves so well. Like, he's only 19 years of age here. 29 goals and 4 assists in the Championship. Snap him up if you can. Average rating wise, Jay Stansfield 7.36 and Siriki Dembele 7.25. Assists, Siriki Dembele got 16 assists in this formation. As we've seen with the last couple of kind of tests as well, you get a lot of assists from your wide players in this formation going forward. Player of the matches, sadly, none of them are there. Yellow cards, however, Buchanan and Dion Anderson with 15 and 13 respectively. Let's see how this kind of the team performed in the league as well. Most points per game. Obviously, we finished second. We averaged 2 points a game. 46 games scored in a row. So we scored in every single game going forward. Most goals, 119, 17 more than second place Norwich. And that 28 ahead of third as well. So fantastic achievement that is. Most shots for, 690. Second most shots in the league. Fewest against, as we've seen going forward, League 1 and League 2 tests as well. Yeah, we concede quite a few shots going against us as well. Pass completion, we're not involved with this, nor in the possession either. It's a different division going up. I think lower league down, League 2 and League 1, you can use this to get out the division. Maybe a little bit of fortune came into play with this one here. Most tackles won, we're not involved there, but most dribbles made. As we've seen with Harrogate, Crawley, Wigan and Reading, we are in the top 8 for this. 719 dribbles over the season. Most clean sheets, we came 7th here. Obviously we finished second in the league, so we've clearly stopped a few goals going in. And fewest conceded, we came 5th with there. We conceded 60 goals over the 46 game season. What was our goal difference there? Plus 59 goal difference, so the best in the league by a mile as well. In the form, won 4 and lost 1 of our last 5 games without losing. I mean, Leicester were on a 22 game kind of win streak here. Very interesting to see that. Games without conceding. Apparently we've joined 4th with 0. Doesn't really make any sense. These rarely do. Net transfer spend. Obviously spent a little bit of money. It's a different tactic test, and it kind of triggered the test and the video to be made. Red cards. Second with 2, that was probably Sanderson to be fair. And as we can see again, we finished second. Lovely to see, 94 points in the cup competition, knocked out in the third round by Arsenal in the FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out by Burnley. I hope I've kind of proven that it is a successful tactic going forward here. Now, I will leave a link down below on where you can download this tactic. Please give it a try, and also leave a comment telling me how you have got on. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you for another Test Your Tactics video, where this one was testing my own tactics. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.